take my take my vitamins, and I should be fine. So, go on a search for some vitamins. I find them, take my vitamins. I go back to trying to get back to my routine, but I ease into it, right? I don't go head on into it. I try to take it slow, and I get back into it. And so I go and I start working out, and I try to do all these things. Didn't last very long, because now when I hurt so bad, I'm taking medication. Take Tylenol or Excedrin PM or something, and because I'm not sleeping worse than before. I've never been able to really sleep at night, but this was way worse. This was like staying up till the sun comes up and go to work and work all day and come home, and you're still not sleepy. You're tired, exhausted even, but you're not sleepy. So I'm like, well, I don't know what is going on. What am I supposed to do? So I'm home by myself, and I think, well, maybe that's it, So I go and I stay with my daughter and her husband for a while. And they have a baby, and okay, well, let me try that. I just go to her house, and I sleep. I sleep. A couple of nights I'm there, I'm down in the guest room downstairs, and I sleep. Okay, maybe I'm scared or something. I don't know. At home, being by myself, I don't know. So I go back home, get back in my bed. I can't sleep again. Up all night, literally, for days. So I leave out of my bedroom, and I have a recliner in my den. So I get in the recliner and I sleep an hour or two. And I thought an hour or two is better than nothing. So I did that for, I don't know, a couple of nights, a week, whatever. Then I go back to bed and I don't sleep. So I'm like, I have 2 guest rooms. Let's try one of those. So I would switch beds. Go try the back bed, guest bedroom for a while, the front guest bedroom for a while, the den, my bed. So I'd switch up. And in each one, when I'd go the new night, I'd get a night or two of sleep. And that's how I did for about a year. But all the while, my pain symptoms are getting worse, and I don't understand it. I can't clean my house anymore now, before I could do the kitchen and the den before I had to collapse. But now I can't even finish the kitchen or the den individually. And I don't know what's going on. So I go back to the doctor, and he orders this. About 2 years later, he orders the test again. Everyone, same tests that I had done 2 years prior. He ordered them again, including the kidney specialist. It's another kidney specialist, but same test. They do all the tests, and everyone comes back negative. We can't find anything that's causing you to have the pain that you say you are having. That I say I'm having? Okay. All right. Now I'm getting a bit desperate and a bit angry, because, like, you're the doctors. You're supposed to be able to tell me what's going on here, and nothing's getting better. It's only getting worse. And to top it off, the other doctors are telling me it's all in my head. I'm just imagining it. Now, my doctor, mind you, he never did. He was pretty good about that. I even went to him once, and I had gone for a visit, and when he walked in the door, I said, look, Doc, I said, do not put me on your crazy patient list. I said, I'm not crazy. This pain is real. And he said, I do have a crazy patient list, but you're not on it. He said, I know your pain is real. It's just a matter of putting a name to it or figuring out what's causing it and what's going to help you. So on this visit, he scheduled me to go see a rheumatologist, and he prescribed Cymbalta. I know, crazy people medicine, right? I'm sorry, that was so insensitive. Please don't inundate if you get. I'm so sorry. I say that for myself because that's how I felt at the time. I felt like I was losing my mind. I thought maybe my ex had a reason to leave me. Maybe I really am just crazy. There were times when I would just like go off. I mean, really go off. And my daughter had this way of like looking at me or responding to me at certain times when I knew she thought I was just completely batty and was gonna have to be committed. It just was like, at that time, I would just have to try to rein myself back in, and nobody understands, nobody knows what I'm feeling inside, and so okay, I said I wasn't gonna do this. I knew I would a little bit, but from time to time, but okay. All right, so now let's go back a bit. When I started, right before I started having this like major fatigue and this pain, we had gone to Austin to visit my nephew, and we hung out and went to the zoo and everything. Well, I got an eye infection while I was in Austin. We thought maybe it was something that happened at the zoo, don't know, but anyway, got an eye infection. So I went to go to my doctor, and he wasn't in, and they said, well, you can see the nurse practitioner. And I thought, well, that's fine because it's just an eye infection. I just need to see somebody to start getting it cleared up because it was really bugging me at the time, right eye. And it would hurt. It would be red. It feel like trash in it all the time. And I just was like, all right, let's just get some drops for it or whatever. So I went, I saw the nurse practitioner. She gave me a prednisone pack, right? Start off so many drops a day, and you go down and down to one, then none. So I got to the day where I'm none, and I finished the drops, and I'm good, right? Okay. Next day I go to work, and I'm in my office working, and I have windows in there, and no blinds or curtains or shade, just shears up at the windows, and sun starts coming in, and I can feel it in my right eye. It's like I can feel the sun like it's penetrating right here is what it felt like. Ooh, that hurts. Wow. So I'm doing all of this. The light, fluorescent light, really hurting. So I'm doing this, trying to shield it while I'm working. So I turn the light off in my office. Lunchtime. I get ready to go out to lunch. Open the door and walk out, and oh God, so hurt like crazy. Go back in, sit on the couch in the waiting room, try to let it subside, and then I try again and again, and I cannot go outside. Put shades on, I still cannot go out in the light. So I have to call my doctor. I called my daughter, and I was like, I'm going to need you to come and get me and take me to the doctor. I said, this is crazy. I can't go out in the light. So I called the doctor, and this was an ophthalmologist at the clinic that I was going to. And he told me to come right on in. So I had to get a towel and put it across my eyes, cover it up so no light come through, and she guided me to the car. And then same thing when we got to the doctor's office, guide me in his office. And he proceeds to examine me and tells me that I have what is called iritis or uveitis, and it's similar to arthritis in your eyes. The time initially it was in the right eye, gave drops, and then it moved to the left eye, so they had to start putting drops in both of them. And I was on drops for 4 years trying to get that cleared up. And in between that, while I'm taking those drops in that 4-year period, is when the other symptoms started coming. Well, okay, so fast forward back to going to the rheumatologist, and he says you have RA. Your numbers aren't like really high, but your symptoms, they're very positive. You definitely have RA, so we're gonna have to try to manage it. And okay, fine. So this is rheumatoid arthritis we're dealing with. I knew arthritis affects your joints and all, so okay, that's fine. All right, you know what you're talking about, so we're gonna deal with this. So I start taking medication for. Well, no, I take that back. Wasn't taking medication. I was just what was I? He was telling me things to manage it and take over-the-counter things, that kind of thing at the beginning. All right, so then I go back every so many months. Well, in the meantime, this rheumatologist left the clinic. So they assigned me to another one. I got a letter in the mail saying this one is going to be your rheumatologist now. Like, all right, whatever. In the meantime, the pain in my arms and my legs and my chest and my back has increased exponentially, whether I was doing anything or not. I still wasn't sleeping, so I was exhausted, literally exhausted all the time. I went to bed exhausted, and when I did sleep, I woke up exhausted. And I hurt. I couldn't focus on anything. I always felt like, just like words, simple words in a sentence. I'm saying a sentence, and the next word happens to be a noun, and I can't think of what the thing is I'm trying to say, the name I'm trying to call. And my daughter would say the words for me or guess until she would come up with the right word. God, it was embarrassing. It was frustrating and so irritating. Okay? So, yeah. Anyway, I had my first appointment to go to the new rheumatologist. And by this time, I'm fed up, right? And then I get to the office, and they tell me I'm seeing the physician's assistant. Whoa, wait, what? My first time going, I'm seeing the physician's assistant. And I was upset because I had seen the nurse, what is she? I'm sorry. Nurse practitioner. And that's how my eyes got messed up, because she didn't know what she was doing. She prescribed the strongest medication that there was for my eyes. And so my eyes got my body started thinking it wasn't producing the cortisone or whatever that the prednisone was providing. And so it's like when the drops weren't put in, it was like going into rehab. Yeah, well, no, not rehab. What is it? You know, when you have a I'm sorry, when you have a craving for it. Oh my God, can't think of the word. I'm sorry, I can't think of the word. When you get off the drug and you need it, and no matter what, the word won't come to me, so I'm sorry. But my body would feel like it needed the drops anyway. So I go in the office with an attitude. As soon as the physician's assistant comes in, she's like, "Hi, how you doing?" Hi. Like, or whatever. I was very rude to her. I have since apologized because she's the best thing to have come into my life since I started having this pain and these problems. I'm telling you. So she comes in and she's asking me what the problem is, and I'm telling her about the pain, and she's looking at my chart, and she sees that I have rheumatoid arthritis, and I have all this other pain that I can't quite seem to get a handle on, and the doctors don't know what it is. So she starts to ask me questions. Do you have sometimes you have like a mental fog, you can't concentrate and you can't remember things? And I'm a lot. And she says, what about sleep? Are you sleeping? And I said, no. And I said, to be fair, I've never been able to sleep. As far back as I can remember in high school, I've never slept much. Maybe 4 hours sleep a night. If I got that, I'm doing good. And I said, however, now most nights I don't even get that. Okay. So she starts asking me all these other questions. And tears come up in my eyes because I'm saying, it's like she's been following me around. She's living my life. Like she knows what I've been going through. She absolutely gets it. And I want to at this point, I want to jump up and hug her because it was just such a relief to have someone who was like, I know that these symptoms are real.